Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to show you guys how to install an M.2 SSD inside your computer. So I got the Western Digital Black SN750. This is the 1TB version and it has read speeds of up to 3.4 gigabytes per second. So this is what the solid state drive looks like. It's very small. The size is 2280, 22 millimeters wide and 80 millimeters long. That's what the 2280 stands for. So before you go and grab one of these cards, you actually have to check if your motherboard supports that. So my motherboard actually has two M.2 slots, one of which I'm actually using. So I have my Samsung 960 EVO, which has my Windows operating system running on it. And my motherboard actually has a second M.2 slot, which goes over here below the video card. And this one I'm going to install as my backup drive. So the advantages of having an M.2 SSD versus a traditional SSD is that the M.2 is much smaller in size, does not require any wires because it connects directly to your motherboard, and it's actually faster than a regular solid state drive, assuming the solid state drive is connecting to the SATA port. You have to keep in mind that the M.2 slot supports up to 32 gigabits per second transfer speeds, where the SATA 3 port only supports up to 6 gigabits per second transfer speeds. So this one can actually run over 5 times faster than a regular solid state drive. Plus it's much smaller, it's much easier to install. Then again, the other one's also very easy to install. And yeah, overall it's much better. It just costs more. So I'm going to show you guys how to install this. There are a few standard sizes, so there's the 2242, the 2260, the 2280, and I don't really see the 22110 all that often, but the 2280 is a very common one. So all you have to do is insert this into the M.2 slot at a 30-degree angle, roughly, and don't push hard or anything like that. And all you have to do is just push this back and screw it in. That's all there is to it. So I got the screw with the motherboard. I'm just going to push this in. There it is. That's all you had to do. So don't apply too much force on this when you're screwing that in. So now I'll turn on the computer and we'll make sure it recognizes the solid state drive. If it doesn't, I'll show you guys what to do to make sure it does recognize it. Okay, so detected the M.2 device. But it's actually saying it's set to X2 instead of X4. So the default is X2, and it's actually sharing the bandwidth SATA 5 and 6 ports. So it says to improve performance, go to BIOS, Advanced, Onboard Device, and switch from X2 to X4. Press F1 to run setup. So we're going to press F1 on the keyboard. Okay, so you go to Advanced, you go to Onboard Devices in my case, and you just go to X4. And you basically click exit and just do save changes and reset, and it shows you the only thing that changed and you're like, yep, that's what I changed. Okay, so it's not showing up. Pretend I know how to spell. Okay, so you're gonna get here, you're gonna click on disk management, and it's automatically going to detect it. It's going to say, hey, you have to initialize this disk, and you're pretty much going to click OK. If you don't see this, you should see it on the list here, but you're going to look for something that says unallocated. So everything else is allocated because you see it, they're all in blue. This one's the only black one, and it says unallocated, and it says not initialized. So I know mine is a 1TB, and 1TB with these marketing schemes is actually less than 1TB because of the way they count it, which is a whole other story. But basically it's going to be less than 1TB, so this is about right. So all I have to do is right click here, click on initialize disk, and I'm going to select this GPT, and it's going to initialize it, so it says online. So now I have to right click on this, just do new simple volume and follow the instructions. So I'm going to maximize it here. If I wanted to create partitions, I could do that here as well. This one is going to show up as H, and I'm okay with that for now, but I'm going to change this to D later on. So I'm gonna change that, and I'm just gonna call this one, this is the volume label that you give, so I could call this NVMe SSD 1 terabyte. You can change this volume label. Make sure perform a quick format is turned on, and make sure this is on NTFS and this is on default, and click next, and then it's going to initialize it, and once it does you're going to see it automatically. So now when you actually click on it, you're going to see that. So D is really a backup hard drive that I was using, but now that I got this new fast one, I actually want this one to be my D, and so I'll just change letters. So I need to make sure D is available. So what I have to do is I have to remap this to another letter. So I'm going to right click here, I'm going to do change drive letters and paths, and it's selected, so I'm just going to click change, and then I'm going to select one that's available. Notice all the other letters that are in use are not available. So like C, E, F, G, they're not available. So I'm just going to select, I don't know, L, just for now. And then it says, hey, are you sure? Because if some programs are relying on this letter with its content, those programs aren't going to work anymore, or you have to remap it. So I'm going to say okay, because I don't really care about that, because I just added this and there's actually barely anything in there. So now that that's available, now I can right click here and then do change drive letters and paths. And now I'm going to see D. D is available, so I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to say OK. So now I basically have C and D. Well, there it is, folks. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment sections below. Thank you to all my current subscribers. If you're not a current subscriber, hit that shiny red subscribe button down below. Thank you guys for watching.